Unexpectedly Chaotic. Welcome back to my channel. Here I talk about homeschool, family adventures, and mom life. So if those are things that interest you, you can hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about what we do for lunch. So I know that like meals are a big deal for any parent because it's just this constant thing, kind of like laundry. We always have to know what we're going to be feeding our kids and ourselves, and it can get really exhausting. And for a homeschool family, sometimes, you know, because like a school lunch, like if your kids eat at school and eat from the school, then that's one meal you don't have to plan out. And even if you're packing, you probably pack pretty similar things and just be done with it. At home, sometimes it feels like, I don't know, sometimes I feel so frustrated on always having to figure out what in the world I'm going to feed these kids and myself. And right now, because my husband is working from home for now, I also have to feed my husband. So what do we do for lunches? Our lunches, I try to keep that as simple as possible. I try to do minimal cooking for lunch and do more of my cooking for dinner time because I just don't have time to do all of that. So my meal planning consists mostly of, I get ideas of what I want, what we might want for lunchtime, and then our actual meal planning, I plan out what we're gonna have for each dinner time meal, and I write it on the calendar to kind of help me if there's anything I need to get out of the freezer or prep ahead of time. And so that's how I do it. Now, I used to, just a little tip, I guess, what I used to do to help me stay in budget and make sure I am saving money is I would plan my meals, write out my grocery list, and go and only get what was on my list. Now, I do know people who do it differently, and that way they can utilize sales a little bit more easily, and that is kind of what we have switched to now in this post, I don't know, actually not even post, like during COVID season, because for a while the grocery stores were a little bit different, and we just had to do things a little bit differently, and we've continued to do it a little bit differently. I go in with ideas of what we might want to have, as well as a list of things that we definitely need, and then excuse me, and then I do try to find sales and then kind of go from there. We are finding it hard to adjust our budget to that, so there's a little bit of a learning curve for that. Anyways, that said, that's just like, how do we budget? How do we save money? How do you save money? I would love to know. I feel like my grocery bill is always bigger and bigger and bigger. It's getting out of hand. So how do you do it? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so for lunches, which is, like I said, that's what this is specifically about. Our lunches usually, probably most often, are leftovers from dinner. I usually make enough of our dinner, not every meal, but a lot of meals. I try to make enough so that way there is some left over for lunch, and sometimes even leftovers for a second night of dinner. Because like I said, less cooking equals much happier me. I actually love to cook, but the time consuming part of it, and that I have so much other stuff to do, makes it really hard for me. So we do like to do leftovers quite often for lunch. That said, we don't always do it because sometimes we want to change it up a little bit. And so lunches are super easy for us. So we like to have sandwich things on hand. My kids really like macaroni, like boxed macaroni and cheese and chicken strips, and then I always make them have like a vegetable with it and perhaps a fruit. It's not the healthiest lunch. We don't do it all the time, but sometimes it's just a nice, easy, my kids will definitely eat it. It's pretty easy to make. Happy, let's just do this today. So we do that every once in a while. We do like to do a charcuterie board sometimes, or I'm not exactly sure how you say that. Especially when we have quite a few random vegetables or fruits that are getting ready to go bad, I will pull those out, chop them all up, and put them on a big platter with crackers, with bread. Sometimes I make my own bread. Sometimes we'll put cheeses on there, or jams, or almond butter, or honey, and we'll put meat, like deli meats on there sometimes, and just have this big, board of different things, and we all kind of pick off of it. It's kind of a fun lunch to do. So we do that every once in a while. We do smoothies every once in a while. Those are more often a breakfast item for us, but sometimes we'll have it with lunch. And if we do that with lunch, a lot of times that might even be with our charcuterie board. Like I said, I don't know how to say that. So a smoothie we might pair that with something smaller, because our smoothies we make pretty filling, the things that we put in them. Sometimes we'll do a big salad, like I'll get a big salad bag and we'll just put some, chicken with it, or ham or whatever, and that would be it. And then also my kids like hot dogs, and those are an easy thing to do. So sometimes we'll do hot dogs with some veggies and maybe some rice or noodles or something. Just things that are very simple and quick are my go-to. So that's really all that I have. I know some people have some really great ideas for lunches and get kind of fancy with it. If you have any good ideas to share, I would love to hear it.